Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and with me today is...
Janette, Rallison.
Booher.
Adrienne, Quintana.
Ben, Grange.
All right, and this is the way the show worked. Oh, and of course, we want to thank Ben for being our special guest here, because he's actually an agent.
Right.
So most of the time where we pretend to be agents and editors, we can't do that.
This guy's not a
So
poser.
today we're just going to be writers with buzzers, and then Ben will be the only person who's really
Maybe we should put all the
qualified.
buzzers in front of Ben.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
He gets all four.
He gets all four of them.
Ben can buzz twice, 3 times. We give him whatever he wants to do.
All right, and the way the show works is Janette is going to read our first page submission today, and the rest of us are going to decide that if we would stop reading it, if we think Ben would stop reading it, we will hit the buzzer.
Hey, I mean, not every agent is the same, so we'd all stop reading at different points.
Okay.
True.
And so we're going to start with Janette.
Okay, so this is a middle grade fantasy. The title is The Korbadell Job. On the most festive night of the year, on the biggest tropical island in the whole world, a furry little Lumian named Puck sat on a stone wall by the beach, unable to make himself hop down and join the fun. He had to wait for his wish. Puck had been looking forward to this night for months.
I'm always like 10 miles behind, but I'm just going back to the furry little whatever, named Puck. Do we have to say named Puck?
Oh, okay.
I would just leave that part out and just say Puck sat on a...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so
Personally,
where was I?
I'm just going to interject here. I didn't mind that.
No.
Not at all.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, take that buzzer back. No, I was kidding.
Okay. Puck had been looking forward to this night for months. During the equinox, the matron star of Lumia, Puck's homeland, would rise above the high peaks of Mount Vitra, almost as bright as the moons. On that night, everyone got a wish. Puck looked over his shoulder at the thick jungle. At the heart of it, the steep black slopes of Mount Vitra reached for the sky, framed by the bright blue rings that encircled the entire planet. Was the star lined up yet? Come on, just a few more minutes.
So, train noise. Okay, so I actually really liked that first paragraph. It was very whimsical, very just storyteller type of introduction to a story. Loved it. The second paragraph probably it feels like it has a lot of just world building elements that just are jammed into one paragraph. Probably just spread those out throughout the chapter, the book. I don't think they all need to be right there. But then the last sentence can just be cut. Was the star lined up yet? I feel like that kind of rhetorical thought needs to be internal to character or a dialogue of some sort, and then the next line also just cut that and yeah, keep reading.
Okay. He tapped his long feet, keeping time with the drums and the string music that filled the air. Laughter rolled across the beach, and meats from a dozen smoking pits made his mouth water. Several of the little food shacks offered slushy drinks made with ice that had been brought down the mountains that very morning on an ice chute. Of course, Puck wanted to be part of it, but he didn't dare miss his chance to wish on the matron star. He needed that equinox wish. Needed the one thing that he craved more than succulent meats and slushy drinks. Puck needed to tell his friend Numa that he liked her.
Aww.
Oh.
So we had 2 buzzers.
You had 2
Yeah,
buzzers.
Mine
How
was pretty
normal
weak.
is that?
No,
Not normal.
Miranda usually buzzes anything where there's not death or blood in the first half of
Well,
the
they
page.
killed some things to smoke, put in the smoking pits. I don't know.
That counts. Okay.
Well, again, it's since you told me the genre,
yeah.
I had a mindset with that, as opposed to if you'd have told me this was
Romance.
a romance, of course I'd have buzzed it from the very beginning. But also if you'd have told me it was like an action or thriller, we're way off base. But for the genre, I really thought it was a really nice piece, and it got my attention. I knew what Puck wanted. I saw some distractions, but overall I thought it was very strong.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little bit heavy on the world building, and just because I wondered, okay, I'm thinking of elementary school boys, and I'm not sure how much world building they need. I could be wrong about that.
No, I agree with you there. I mean, I feel like we need a lot more character building
Yeah.
and less world building on the first page. way more about what he looks like. I mean, all we know is that he's a furry little creature. So I think he's not human. I do want to, I mean, I kind of have this picture of him in my head based off of like video games that I've played and animated films that I've seen, but I don't know what he looks like yet.
I was imagining rabbit. I don't know why.
I'm just imagining some like mythical creature in my head, so.
Meat-eating rabbit. I mean, just saying.
How strong? Let's just ask this question though, because he needs the equinox wish, and how strong is the problem though that he needs the wish just so that he'll tell this person that he likes them?
Yeah.
I'd wish for something cooler than.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, this sentence right here sets up like the entire story. At least that's what it's feeling like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I don't know if that's big enough
So it's a romance.
to tell
Yeah.
a story about.
So it's a middle grade romance.
But yeah,
That doesn't
it
work so
is,
well.
Yeah, because
But-
middle grade boys, because I'm guessing this
But is this for
theirs.
boys though? I mean, because I gotta say, it does not sound. This is cute, which is why I didn't buzz it.
I mean,
Although I don't read cute books.
Yeah, right, Randy.
I do.
I don't. I don't write
Secrets.
cute books. Yeah, but it sounds too
like a
cute.
cute book.
It sounds too cute for boys. So I would not think that
I'm gonna
boys would
disagree
be.
with that. I'm totally disagree with that.
You like
Yeah.
cute?
I like cute. I mean, I feel like we way too often put boys and girls into these boxes that say this is a boy book, this is a girl book. Boys aren't going to read this, girls aren't going to read this. There are going to be boys who read books that are targeted at girls. There are going to be girls who read books that are targeted at boys. So I mean,
My daughter reads all the books that are targeted for boys, like, I mean, and the other way around for
yeah. So I mean, you'll see that like in the bookstore. Books for boys, books for girls. I'm just somebody who doesn't like to put those boxes or put kids in those boxes of saying like these are the books that you can read because you're a boy. I feel like we do that too often, that we don't allow boys to read books that are targeted for girls, or we tell them that they should read books that are for boys, and when they connect with these books, it helps them feel emotion, express who they are, and discover humanity. And I feel like part of, I don't want to get too political here.
Too late.
Part of what I feel like could really help the young boys of our country and really the world is just learning how to address their emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and books can do that for them.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
That all of that aside, setting this genre up,
Yeah,
it feels
sorry.
like that. No, that's.
Conjecture.
But setting up, because I agree with you. I think it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, but just setting that up. Either way, you've got a boy or a girl reading this. It's setting up to me as
A romance.
well, it's setting up it as a romance, but all of this world building makes it feel like it's a fantasy, which should have more exciting elements than he needs to tell us from. But
Well, that's the point. I mean, that's the question. We've only got one page, so if this is the entire book, then there's nothing here.
Right.
yeah,
But if this is what he's wanting at the beginning, and then
Yeah,
his
everything
goals
happens.
shift and change
Sure.
as
Mhm.
things happen to him and his
Carnivorous
friends.
flies attack
Yes.
village.
There you go.
where did you get that?
You know, and I was not gonna go there for a change. Wow.
Meat-eating rabbit
No, but
attacked
I'm-
by carnivorous
I'm-
flies. Okay.
I'm very much reminded of a beautiful, I think it was French animation called Mune. It was on Netflix, and I loved it. It wasn't a huge box office success, but it was about this little white kind of furry creature that is the guardian, that becomes the guardian of the moon after the previous guardian dies, and it's just this story of like the elemental powers of the sun and the moon, and these two little creatures figuring out how they're going to harness these two powers while something deep inside the earth is trying to break free and take control over the sun and the moon. And it's really powerful, it's really good, but at the beginning he doesn't start off with
Right.
like, oh, I need
Right.
to learn how to control the moon.
Right.
You know, it's
Gives a smaller problem first.
yeah, you've got this smaller problem, you introduce the character, and then you give him this responsibility. So we're on the first page here.
Right.
You don't have to introduce the catalyst or anything.
Right. But you're right. When you compare it, we don't know the rest of the story, but the story you just described, the stakes are the stakes are much increased from the very beginning. So they could start with this, and then the stakes just continue to rise.
Yeah, like
That
I
would be
mean,
one
for
of
all
the
we
things that I
know, he could get his wish, and he can tell this girl that he likes her, and then like a meteor shower happens and destroys his village, and he's got to figure out something, or some magical.
Now Randy's
being or
in.
whatever. You know.
I said I like this.
I'm just teasing Randy.
I know it's hard to believe. I like something, right? I'm sorry, and that it's cute, and I liked it because it was cute. So,
But I mean, we've got something that endears us to him
Yeah.
Yes.
automatically
We
right
do.
here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I would love to see the query of
Yeah.
this just to see where the book goes.
Well,
and
now you know
figure
where to
it
send
out.
it.
And I felt like the writing itself was
Yeah.
good, and I like whimsical. I think was the perfect word. That's
Yeah.
how I felt
Yes.
about it.
Well, shall we vote on it?
Yeah.
we should. So actually, we start with you, Ben.
Okay, what are we voting?
And what we do?
Oh, we didn't tell them this
Okay,
part.
just for the record, here's what we do. We either vote it's ready, meaning it's ready to send in to an agent or a publisher. We vote set, meaning it's really well done, but maybe needs some polish. Or we vote right, where we go, probably got to go rewrite that. So that's our voting system.
Okay, so I say my vote, or I
You
write it
say
down?
your vote,
Say
and then
it.
in the
Say your
video
vote.
we'll put a little thing above your head.
And then give an
Okay,
explanation.
okay.
So, like, if you're going to go set because
And you tell us why.
there's some too much backstory on it, you just
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say set because there are a few things in here that I would tweak, like mentioned before, just taking out a few lines, putting more of the character and less of the world building, and then I think it would be pretty polished.
You know, we did make a big mistake, though. We let the agent go first.
That's
Now the
true.
rest of us are going to look like fools, no matter what we vote. We're all going to vote set, you know, because, no, just kidding.
Well, I was gonna vote set anyway. I just think it wasn't because of you.
That's okay. It's totally fine.
I'm a poser. No, but I'm gonna vote set because I feel like I did feel the genre in this. I just think that it needs less world building, more character building on the first page. That's my thought.
Okay, I'm going to vote ready. I really liked it, even though the agent would say set. So do some work on it because he's a lot smarter than
No,
me. But
that's
I actually
okay.
would say,
No, I mean,
but I would actually just say,
It's perfectly fine
Yeah.
though. Like I said earlier, every agent is gonna stop
Right.
reading at different points.
Exactly.
So you just have to research and figure out what they're looking for.
And I did notice what you buzzed on. I thought about buzzing it, but then I decided that I felt that it was written well enough that I would allow that little a bit of backstory in there because I was enjoying it so much and I thought it was really cute. So I'm actually going to go with get ready. Yeah, ready.
The
oh,
first
know.
time you've ever
is that the first time in our history?
That is the first ready. That
Oh,
I've got.
let's a moment of silence, a round of applause, something for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Half of us could be silent and the rest of us could applaud.
Okay, I really liked this, and I love that the whole like he gets his wish. I thought that was adorable. I think I'm just gonna go set just because since it is for middle grade, I felt like some of the setting and sensory details could be moved a little bit further on in the story, and that we could get a little bit more of him on the first page.
Awesome. Well, did we get it right? Comment below and let us know.
And then we'd like to thank Ben for being on the show
Thanks,
and
Ben.
giving
Yeah,
us his
thank you.
expert advice and showing us how it's really done. All right, and then until next time, get ready.
It's set.
Right.
In addition to our quarterly prize of a William Shakespeare air freshener, we have additional yearly prizes.
That's right. We have a Get Out of the Slush Pile free from Shadow Mountain and also a first chapter critique.
And the same prize coming from Cedar Fort Publishing. So you'll get out of the slush pile with them and also the chapter critique.
Some great prizes we offer. Also, you can follow us at our podcast, Ready, Set, Write Podcast. You can find us on the internet. You can find us through Apple as well, through iTunes. And look for us on all of our social media. Also, look for our published books wherever good books are sold, because we do write occasionally, because that's what we do. And we'd like to thank Connor BLAYLOCK for his technical support and helping us get this production put together.
I know the elephant just walked behind us. Feel it.
He's probably going to bleep all this out. But anyway, that's okay. Thank you, Connor. And of course, thanks to you for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube and to all the social media that we also subscribe to, and we're glad to interact with you anytime. Until next time,
Get ready.
Get set.
Right. takeaway, Janette?
I'm waiting for people to subscribe. My takeaway.
Well, hurry up.
Subscribe.
It's annoying me.
I want to go home. Subscribe.
Please.
No.